The snow that brought them together the winter evening had settled over the city like a soft blanket, bringing with it the kind of cold that made people hurry home. Snowflakes drifted down from the darkening sky, catching the golden light from storefronts and street lamps. The sidewalks were dusted white, and the air carried that peculiar silence that only comes with falling snow. Marcus Chen stood outside the glass doors of his office building, adjusting his coat collar against the cold. He had just finished another long day at Chen Industries, the tech company he had built from nothing over the past 12 years. At 38, he was used to the late nights and endless meetings. Success had come with a price, and that price was measured in lonely dinners and empty weekends. He was about to signal for his car when he noticed her. A little girl stood near the building's entrance, barely reaching the height of his waist. She wore a tan winter coat that looked slightly too thin for the weather, and her blonde hair was pulled back in two small ponytails. A green backpack sat at her feet, dusted with snow. She was looking up at the falling flakes with wide eyes, not with wonder, but with something that looked more like worry. Marcus paused. The street was busy with people rushing past, but no one seemed to notice the child standing alone in the cold. He glanced around, searching for a parent or guardian, but saw no one paying her any attention. He approached slowly, not wanting to startle her. "Excuse me," he said gently, crouching down to her level. "Are you okay? Where are your parents?" The little girl turned to look at him. Her eyes were red, as if she had been crying, though her face was now calm. She studied him for a moment, taking in his expensive suit and the snowflakes gathering on his dark hair. "Sir," she said, her voice small but steady, "my mom didn't come home last night." The words hit Marcus harder than he expected. He had prepared himself for her to say she was lost, or that she was waiting for someone who was late. But this was different. This was serious. "What's your name?" he asked, keeping his voice soft and reassuring. "Emma," she replied. "Emma Rodriguez." "I'm Marcus," he said. "Emma, where is your mom supposed to be? Do you know?" Emma nodded slowly. She pulled a crumpled piece of paper from her coat pocket and held it out to him. Marcus took it carefully, unfolding it to reveal an address written in neat handwriting, along with a phone number. Below that, in a child's uncertain letters, were the words, "If Mom doesn't come home, go here." The address was only 4 blocks away. Marcus felt something tighten in his chest. This little girl had been brave enough to follow her mother's instructions, to leave home and try to find help. But how long had she been standing here in the cold, and where was her mother? "Emma, have you tried calling this number?" he asked. She shook her head. "I don't have a phone. Mom was going to get me one for my birthday." "When is your birthday?" "Next week. I'm going to be 7. Marcus stood up, making a decision. "Okay, Emma, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to help you find the person at this address, and then we're going to figure out where your mom is. Does that sound good?" For the first time, a small smile appeared on Emma's face. She nodded. Marcus picked up her backpack and took her small hand in his. Together, they stepped into the falling snow, walking away from the warm lights of his office building and into the quiet streets. The snow was falling harder now, coating the sidewalks and muffling the sounds of the city. Emma walked beside him without complaint, her small boots making tiny footprints next to his larger ones. As they walked, Marcus tried to keep her talking. "What grade are you in, Emma?" "First grade," she said. "I like reading and drawing. Those are good things to like," Marcus said. "What do you like to draw?" "Animals, mostly, and houses. I draw our apartment a lot. It has a yellow door." Marcus felt another pang in his chest. This child was so young, so innocent, and yet she had been forced to navigate a crisis that would frighten most adults. He thought about calling the police, but something made him want to see this through first. The address was close, and Emma seemed to trust him. They turned onto a quieter street lined with older buildings. The snow had transformed everything into a winter scene from a storybook. Emma pointed ahead. "That one," she said. "Number 42. It was a brick building, modest but well maintained. Marcus checked the address against the paper. It matched. He pressed the buzzer next to a name, Rodriguez. A moment later, a woman's voice came through the intercom, shaky and emotional. "Yes, my name is Marcus Chen. I have Emma Rodriguez with me. She's safe." There was a gasp, then a choked sob, and then the door buzzed open immediately. Marcus and Emma climbed 2 flights of stairs, and before they reached the top, a door flew open. A woman stood there, tears streaming down her face. She looked exhausted, with dark circles under her eyes and worry etched into every feature. The moment she saw Emma, she dropped to her knees. "Emma, oh, thank God, baby, I'm so sorry." Emma ran to her, and the woman pulled her into a fierce hug, sobbing openly. Marcus stood back, giving them space, feeling like an intruder on this private moment. After a long moment, the woman looked up at Marcus, still holding Emma close. "Thank you," she said, her voice breaking. "Thank you so much. I'm Sofia Rodriguez. I'm Emma's mother." Marcus was confused. "But Emma said you didn't come home last night." Sofia's face crumpled with fresh emotion. "I was in a car accident yesterday evening. Nothing too serious, but I hit my head and they kept me overnight at the hospital for observation. My phone was destroyed in the crash. I got released this morning, but when I got home, Emma was gone. I've been trying to find her ever since. I thought maybe she went to my sister's house. That's this address. I came straight here." Marcus felt a wave of relief wash over him. This wasn't neglect or abandonment. This was just one of those terrible situations that life sometimes throws at people. "Emma's a very smart girl," he said. "She followed your instructions exactly." Sofia hugged her daughter tighter. She's my whole world." Emma looked up at Marcus from her mother's embrace. "Thank you, Mr. Marcus." He smiled, a real smile that felt unfamiliar on his face. "You're welcome, Emma. Happy early birthday." As Marcus walked back down the stairs and into the snowy evening, something had shifted inside him. He thought about his empty apartment waiting for him, about the years he had spent building his company while forgetting to build a life. Emma's bravery, Sofia's love, the simple human connection he had just witnessed, it reminded him of what truly mattered. The snow continued to fall as Marcus walked home, but the cold no longer bothered him. Sometimes, he thought, it takes a child's courage to remind us what it means to be human. And sometimes, the most important journey we can take is the one that leads us towards someone who needs help. He pulled out his phone and called his assistant. There was work to be done, real work, the kind that actually made a difference.